at this level, you have to have great guard play. And then he said after the last game, you know what, but if we don't have really solid post play like we got here, we're not going to beat teams like Texas. How much responsibility do you take in that, knowing you have to play well?
A lot, obviously. As much as we have great guards, we know, we have to step up, and Texas has really great, physical post players. So I'm super excited to, just be in that challenge and, play well against them. But as you said, having great guards just kind of help us post players to perform better. They have to guard them outside, so we have more, space playing one-on-one inside, or, our whoever is defending us have to help. We are out there open threes. So I think it's just the perfect balance. I think without having amazing guards that we have right now, it would be really, really hard, to have that space inside and play one-on-one.
Having been around Aaliyah a lot, last year was a little disappointing. She wasn't consistent enough, didn't rebound enough, and she looks different this year. Do you feel a difference in her? Is there more intensity or focus?
I would say she's just much more aggressive. I think she made really great steps this summer, just being that leader and coming out, knowing that she needs to perform really well for this team to be, a national championship contender team. And I think, she's been great. She's been much more vocal, much more aggressive. She looks much more confident, out on the court, shooting, jump shots, playing one-on-one. So I'm really, really happy for her. And I think, even just thinking of the two of us, just our connection got much better. I think we had much more practices together, being more consistent, just working on our high-low game. So I'm super excited to see, how during this season it's going to even get better.
What difference did you feel in that connection in the first game of the season?
Just as just looking for each other. I think it's just last year it was obviously Liv was there, so it was kind of like a 3-man rotation. So we didn't really spend that much time together working on that. So I think now that from the summer we started that, I think it's just you can see that on the court. And I always like to just use the two post players to kind of have the high-low action. I think it's much easier to for us to as taller players to put in it. So I think it's just really just looking for each other, knowing what hand she likes to turn on, what are her strengths. So I think we got much better with that.
Dorka, were you aware of Swin Cash when you were growing up, to know who she is and all the things that she's done?
Yeah, I heard a lot about her. I didn't really, back in Hungary, we didn't really have television to watch her, but as much as I said, we knew about UConn, so we knew who were the amazing players, and so I saw a lot of clips of her. I haven't met her in person, obviously, until coming here, but her greatness is just, I think it's global. I think everybody knows who she is.
So when UConn is talked about around the world, that's one of the names that comes up.
Yes, for sure.
Lou's career at Fairfield ended because of Texas and the NCAA tournament. Has she talked to you guys just about what it was like playing against them, or what to look out for?
Yes, actually, just talking about kind of scouting. She was she was there, she did this. So she was very helpful with talking about a little bit more about players, but also I think she has that kind of chip on her shoulder. That's how it ended. So now she really is excited to beat them at home, and being in a new team, obviously it's a much more different experience. But I think, she just has some personal, things with them. But she helped a lot. I think she's going to be, and she knows them pretty well. So I'm excited to see how, she can perform and use that on her advantage.
When a player gets hurt against this team, and it's sort of curious that you'll be playing North Carolina State after that, we don't want to look ahead. Is there extra motivation? Because I'm sure she told you how she got smacked in the face and ended up with stitches and all that. Does that motivate a player when they see that other uniform again?
Oh yeah, I think in some ways definitely a motivation. I know I don't know whoever gave her the elbow, but I know just for her it's just wow, I have that extra motivation in me. Now go out there and score 30 on them. I think she has that in her. As for myself looking into NC State game, it was just there were too many emotions at that time, so I don't really want to bring those emotions back when playing at NC State. So I think going into it, it's just gonna be another game. It's just every game is the same for me. Doesn't matter if it was NC State, but obviously I just want to keep those emotions and feelings. separate from, this year's playing.
Between the first game and now, and I know you all practiced today, has the coaching staff been focusing more on offense or defense in preparation for Texas?
I would say definitely more on defense. I think just obviously we're playing a top 5 team, so I think there's a lot of more things that we have to work on, especially, we know that they have very dominant post players. So, that was also a big focus on, keeping them out of the lane. That's going to be, I think, our first challenge of playing, very tall posts that are physical, athletic. So it's going to be a great challenge, and definitely, just knowing Texas, they're super aggressive and pressing full court. So, just spend more time on kind of bringing the ball up and getting to, I think our practice guys are doing a great job, being super aggressive on us, and kind of, we have to just get better at, handling that pressure and just playing our pace. But I think, even from yesterday to today, I think we made a lot of progress yesterday practice, but I know it's still going to be a focus today, preparing for them.
Well, Gino told us after the secret scrimmage that he was not happy with the defense, but that it's also gotten a lot better since then. So where have you seen the defense improve over the last few weeks even?
I think we've been much more aggressive. I think, even this first season opener just showed that, our press has gotten much more aggressive, a lot of more steals. But also I think that was just kind of like a communication thing. I don't think we were as vocal as we should have been from the start. I think we were still kind of figuring out whose voices need to be heard, and obviously the answer is everybody's, whoever is on the court and even on the bench, we need to be better communicating on defense, because that can, help us in situation where we might have made a mistake, but, just talking through it. So I think we just got much more comfortable with that, embracing that. And I think that's what, coach has been asking for us since we started, I think, in the summer. Just, we need to be more vocal. We need to, call out names. We need to help each other. And I think we did a much better job last game. So I'm excited to see how that's gonna, just keep improving. And it's also part of team chemistry. I think it's just being able to trust each other, rely on each other. We know even if somebody gets beat, somebody's there to step up and help. So I think it got much more better, and I think it's just gonna get better throughout the season.
Is that tougher because of all the players that either aren't here or aren't playing anymore, and then so many new additions too? You mentioned, we don't know who was supposed to be talking, but it, like you said, it should be everyone. So is that just kind of because of the new faces, a little bit of a transition?
I would definitely just say that all the seniors that left, they were definitely the most vocal people on the team. And with Paige being out, it's just kind of was there are personalities that kind of a little bit more shy than the others, and whenever we're on the court, that's just kind of that doesn't matter, it's basketball, we have to help each other. So I think it's just kind of getting out of that comfort zone and just listening to more voices. I think it's got way better.
How much does a big loud crowd help you guys, especially what you should have on tomorrow night?
Yeah, it was amazing. I think just thinking back, the first 2-3 minutes of the game, just the first buckets, it was just the atmosphere was amazing, and just so much energy that came from it. And I think it helps a lot, and I think it helped a lot for us to be more aggressive and just kind of started the game right. But I think it's gonna be also a challenge for us to kind of find that on the road. Playing home is always amazing. We got a lot of help from our fans, and the student section was amazing. Hopefully, they're coming out tomorrow night too, and just we can have the same exact energy. But I think that's gonna be also kind of have to figure out to do that without them, being out on the road. So I'm excited to see how we can face that.
You reposted the photo of Steph wearing AZ's jersey. What does a moment like that mean for college women's basketball?
It means everything. I think, just even growing up as a kid in Hungary, everybody knew who Stephen Curry is. All my friends know them, and they were even DMing me and sending me messages oh my God, he's wearing your teammate's jersey, and I'm wow, that is so cool. I know he's been an amazing mentor of AZ, and he's always there for her to support her. But it's amazing. I think that just gives a lot of extra motivation for young girls to hey, women's basketball matter, and even the best players in the world, NBA players, are watching college basketball. So I think it's just amazing, and I'm so happy that AZ have him as a mentor, and it's just great in general, and all around the world, even in Hungary.
What do you see in this team that makes you believe you're ready for the top 5 challenge right now?
I would just say kind of the intensity. I think, we just showed that like it's just getting better and better. Our team energy, like I feel like it's much more easier to, get through hard practices and all of that, because I think our team chemistry is getting way better. And I think, it's also, we only had 1 game in the season, so I'm just very positive and optimistic, like how that is gonna get better. Just based on my 4-year experience, we usually not playing our best basketball in the beginning of the season. It always needs time. So, but it was very positive, like especially like the last game, that like how much energy, how much intensity we played with. And I think, I don't know if in like my past 4 years I ever had that feeling of this kind of like unit that is just so passionate and so intense.
Where's the energy coming from?
I think from us, I think it's more like internal. I think we have the right pieces. We have great players, very talented players, but also I think, just having people like Nika, who is just always like, I think the motor of our team, always bringing that kind of aggressiveness, intensity on the defensive side and also on the offensive side as well. So I think, having her as our leader, is just amazing, because that's who she is, and she kind of has this, I don't know, quality or character that is just kind of like she's spreading that around. Everybody in the room, like whoever is on the court with her, is just, you can feel that, like it's coming from her most of the times.
And with that kind of passion and intensity, what is that mindset now as you go into this, first big test of the season?
The same thing, I think every single game is just gonna be the same. Is like how we can bring that from, the tip off. Like I think even like last year, there were some games that we started very slow. We can talk about, South Carolina game from the first minute. So I think our focus this year is to be consistent with that every single game. And I think that's going to be the most important for us for this Texas game, that we're going to be the first ones that go out there and get that first punch kind of into the game and make sure that, this is our home court and we're going to have that intensity right away on the defensive and offensive end.
You guys have only played 1 official game and 1 exhibition, but what's the biggest growth you have seen in Nika?
I think she's just much more, I don't know, like we're like confident and comfortable, on the court. I think she knows exactly who she's playing with. She knows exactly where to go. She knows exactly when she can steal a ball. I don't know, like she looks more confident. I think, obviously it's also her 3rd year already, so she got more comfortable in this UConn system. But also I think she just found that kind of confidence in her to like, she's not afraid of anything. And I think that's amazing about her, and that's what's going to help us, get to the top.